Attention all SME sales and biz professional, are you a sexist? A believer that women are the weaker sex? Think again. After reading this newsletter you will change your mindset? Want to bet? Unfortunately, this male chauvinist thoughts have embedded in our minds so long that it becomes a reality in our minds. We don't blame ourselves for this faulty thinking. Why? Because we have not seen enough able-bodied women doing back-breaking jobs. In fact, the so-called weaker women in Terengganu and Kelantan are outperforming male many times over. True? You can rest assured. In fact, Borafika Razak, the woman in question, received multiple positive feedbacks from both males and females colleagues. Even her bosses in the many places where she worked give her thumbs ups. Believe it or not, her parents and siblings have their high approval working in such tough job. Let's dig deeper to find out more about a woman who have been operating jobs that maximum human work assumed intended most effective for men. Okay, without further ado, let's roll it. Breaking news. Woman with great drive located in Johor Bahru known as Borafika Razak has been working jobs that most people think are meant only for men. She had driven many heavy vehicles before becoming the first female truck driver at waste management concessionaire SWM Environment Sendirian Berhad. The 35-year-old, who likes driving heavy vehicles, said she drove trailer lorries for about 2 years at a logistics company. She added that every job had its challenges and limitations, but she was unperturbed and unfazed by the gender molds that confine women to certain jobs only. Norafiga started working by making deliveries at a logistics company where she drove 4-wheel drive vehicles for 7 years before she decided to upgrade her skills. She obtained a Class E license to drive heavy vehicles and moved on to drive trailer lorries in the logistics industry. When the movement control order started in 2020 due to the COVID-19 pandemic, she was fortunate to be hired by SWM Environment as its first female truck driver. She said, "I was first tasked with driving an open tipper lorry to collect bulk waste, agricultural waste, and recyclable items from residential areas to be sent to landfills. I am now based at the Iskandar Puteri branch and my job involves driving a water jetting truck to perform public cleansing works. Despite my preference for non-conventional jobs in a male-dominated industry, my family has been quite supportive," she said in an interview. She added that her elder sister was following in her footsteps and was now working as a delivery person as well. Norafika advised women to pursue their career interests no matter how difficult or different they might be. "I believe more companies should also encourage and provide job opportunities for individuals regardless of their gender," she added. Her colleague Maud Hazim Azmi, 26, said he was impressed by Norafiga's passion and hard work during the time they worked together in the past 2 years. "It is quite rare to see a woman in this line of work, but we view each other as equals and get along well," he added. SWM Environment Corporate General Manager Maud Norilzam Maud Norden said the company has 2 other female employees driving waste collection sidecars in its Kluang branch. "We practice inclusivity when hiring people for various jobs in the company, and this includes people with disabilities. To date, we have 267 female employees in Johor involved in public cleaning work, waste collection vehicle drivers and support staff out of our total of 4,145 employees," he added. End of news extracted and modified from printed open sources. By the way, come to think of it, we know it is a lengthy SMEs newsletter, especially about Puan Borafika Razak working in jobs that most people think are meant only for men. In line with the matter concerning Puan's dilemma, let's recall the salient points. Norafiga got outstanding praises from both males and females colleagues. Even her employers in the many organizations where she worked rated high approvals. In truth, further, her mother and sisters have credited her with high marks for working in such tough environment. That said, then we ask ourselves, does this really matter whether our jobs in the SMEs business is replaced by women totally? Personally, I believe we have committed to working well in this SMEs business, regardless whether the job are for men or women only. As long as men and women can work together, then we should all make all SMEs business great again in spite of the COVID-19 pandemic. To close this newsletter, allow me to quote the famous word of Deng Xiaoping: "It doesn't matter if a cat is black or white, so long as it catches." Mice. Alright. With this high note, I will gladly end this weekly SMEs bulletin. P.S. Needless to say, since you have read this business news, you are entitled to more complimentary gifts of free chapters from the book How to Prospect for Your Ideal Customer. Least you forget these sharing will continue in WhatsApp, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course in our club's president email, josephsfng@gmail.com, upon request. Alright, thank you again. We hope to meet you in our next week news sheet. Goodbye and best wishes. From me, Madam Florence, the virtual presenter for author and writer CTM Joseph. Dated March 18, 2022 year.